Hey, this is Candia Raquel, founder of Centro de Poder, and you are at the Sensual Sessions podcast. If you are ready to redeem your gift, click the link below. So, this is a space to explore moving completely free from inhibition and expressing your true self in a way that you can sense pleasure through your senses. And today we have a very special guest. This is Eilert Bartels from Germany. Welcome, Eilert.
Hello, Candia.
Hello.
Yes, I'm a little bit upset, excited. We told
Excited.
before, my English is not very good, but we try the best.
Yeah, we will work for the best. So tell us about your work. What are you currently doing?
Yeah, I'm a therapist for couples and for all themes around about sexuality. And um, together with my wife, she's also a therapist for the same.
At the
For
same.
couples and sexuality. Uh, we work here in our rooms here in the south of Berlin. Well, um, you know me from social media, from
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yes.
I I quit Facebook last Sunday,
Yeah,
and
that was so surprising. Like it's like quitting smoking. Like you quit an addiction. Quitting Facebook
yes,
is like, wow, I am your fan.
yeah, it was. Uh, uh, hmm. Yes, it's similar like stop smoking. That's true. I stopped smoking 15 years ago.
15 years ago.
Yes, um, but that's another story. Mm.
Yeah.
I think I quit Facebook because of a theme that's quite near about our theme today. You want to talk with me about pleasure?
Yes. Tell us everything about pleasure.
Yes, and that was for me one reason on social media. Um, I give a lot of input there. For long years, I get a lot of input there, and it was touching.
Yes.
And um, but by the time I realized the kind of touching we have in social media is not for a long time. It's it's like drinking a can of Coca-Cola.
Yes.
So you're refreshed for 5 minutes and then you get thirsty again, you know?
Yeah.
And I realized it, and my decision was I don't want it for me, and I don't want to support this for other people. So I quit social media last Sunday. I 2 weeks before I told everybody on social media I will go, so that the people have the possibility to find me on other ways.
Yes.
So my email app is open. I close it. Yeah, that's
That's not.
uh, that I because I realized it's it's a fake kind of attachment we
Yes.
have on media.
Yes. It's a fake connection, a very superficial one, like you described with the Coca-Cola. You get a high from the
Oh,
sugar.
uh, can you talk a little
You
bit slower? This
sure?
the last sentence.
Yeah. So I agree that social media is like Coca-Cola or like a donut, that it feels good in the moment, but it
Yeah,
doesn't feel good afterwards. Or it
yeah,
can be like um alcohol in excess, that you drink a bottle of tequila and you feel that you are, I don't know, rocking, but the
Mhm.
next day you are in hell. And
Yeah.
it's true, but it's challenging to detach from social media, knowing that most of society is connecting through social media, through this fake touch. So, uh, do you think that too much social media affect sensitivity of pleasure in the body?
Um, uh, can you repeat the question? We had a connection cut.
I got
Uh,
a little Zoom disconnection.
yeah.
Do you think social media affects the ability to receive pleasure in the body?
Um, I don't know the word affects it. It make it possible
No, it
or
blocks.
the opposite.
Yeah, it
Cuts the
blocks.
possibility.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. There are two sides,
Yes.
like always in our life. um, of course, so we now have the possibility to talk to each other about a distance of thousands of kilometers, and we are able to touch us by I can see your face, I can see your emotions in your face, and you can see my emotion in my face. Um, you have also in social media, of course, a part of this, but and that was for me the point to say I stop it. Um, but on social media, it has really two sides. The one side is, of course, it is possible uh, to get in touch with people and to give response and read what someone writes or see and hear what someone speaks in a video or something. And of course, you can give a response on it. And um, And yes, of course, there is a part of getting in connection with people. Mm, but it's quite easy because there's a big distance. It's easier than just now with you and me,
In
where we
person.
also, yes, we have the problem of two languages, and but we do it because we want to do it, and
Yes.
we work for it that it works.
Yes.
And on social media, you can go in a dialogue with a very low action for this.
Yes.
So so it's really like opening a can of Coca-Cola, and it's easy to make it open and take
Drink.
something about this, and it's also easy to throw it away. And um, there is no. Uh, I must translate it. There is no Verbindlichkeit. Wait a moment. Verbindlichkeit. Sorry. Liability.
Yeah. there's no risk.
There's no risk, there's no liability, and um, no security that your dialogue partner stays. And
Yes,
yes, and I think this is important. This is so important for human beings to have a partner in life. Just only a couple partner, also a talking partner, like we do at this moment. But it's so important that that our partner for this moment is really here and stays, even if there's a problem.
yes,
And
yes,
it's so easy on social media to get a little bit touched. Oh, it's so heart touching, but it's there's no liability because on this point, the getting touched is really like consume something products.
yes. Superficial.
Yes, yeah.
We became we made a product from the relation and the connection, and it shouldn't be. Like, people should is not disposable to throw away. So what do you think um, couples should do more to be more connected? If they are, like, for example, yeah, wife and husband, or two boyfriends or two girlfriends, whatever, they have a lot of their relation in the cell phone. They send a WhatsApp, they share an image in Instagram, uh, but they want to come more to a physical connection, but that feels strange. What is a good advice for these couples that want to connect in person, in presence?
To get in real connection that you can
Yeah,
really feel.
touch.
Yeah. Um, it's funny that it's necessary to ask this in a way, I think.
It's funny.
But you are right. It's I think too. It's necessary to ask it today. um, we have here in our how do you call a therapist?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. In therapy practice.
practice. Thank you. Practice. In our practice, we have often couples that communicate with each other via WhatsApp or something. It's really crazy. Sometimes we have to say these couples try to talk to each other about what your heart moves. And yes, they a lot of people will feel unsafe when they are in a dialogue face to face. Really, um, I think at first it's important to realize it. Without realizing it, you can't change it.
Yes.
The second point is don't think bad about you when you realized it.
Okay.
Don't think bad about yourself
Okay. Yes.
and try not to, also try to think not bad about your partner.
Yes. No judge.
um, yes, um, feeling uncomfortable,
Yes.
unsafe, feeling
Outside.
feeling unsafe. Um, it's it's totally normal for human beings.
Okay.
Um, in a world where we forget that it could normal to be in relation face to face and in touch. Um, and then after realizing this, after not thinking bad about myself, um, it's um, it's good to practice this. And for practicing is it a good idea to setting a frame
Okay.
to not to say, okay, I want to get in relation with you, and but uh, I'm afraid about this. I feel unsafe about this. It's okay to feel unsafe. So, and but I do it in spite of this.
Yes.
So, and for making it easier for me, let's do it just for 30 minutes.
Just for a time frame.
Yes, yes. An old therapist, I think he's not alive anymore. A German therapist um, gives the advice of wait a moment, Zwiegespräche about a special kind of dialogue between two people. And this it is take your time for an hour, and you can change the times, change the times. But first, the one person talks for 10 minutes, and the other people only hears what the other says, without uh, 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 um, cut the talk with you know just hear and feel what are my thoughts about what I heard, and also the first person who is talking feel what am I talking and what are my thoughts about my own talking.
Yes.
So first the first person 10 minutes, then talks the other person 10 minutes, and then talks with again the first person 10 minutes, the other person 10 minutes, and at the end 5 minutes, 5 minutes. So, and try to talk about you, about your own feelings, about the things that are moving in you.
Yes.
And it's a kind of practice. We tell it a lot of couples in our practice to do this at least one time a week for an hour, perhaps two times. I know couples who I think they do it too often. We had one couple, they do it every day in the morning, and um, I felt it. It was stress for both, and they used it to manipulate each other.
Oh.
You can take every tool and can do very good things with it, or you can um, abuse it and um, make terrible things with it.
Yes.
But
We.
if you take this dialects with two persons in this kind, you can practice to feel what is moving in you. You
Yes.
can practice to hear what is moving in the other,
The other.
and you can practice to stop saying this is good what you feel or it is bad what you feel.
Yes. No, no judgment.
Yes, no judge. Thank you for the word. Yes, no judgment.
No
Exactly.
judgment. This is a very important exercise. I am gonna repeat the exercise to make sure that it's clear for me.
Yeah.
So first, recognize that you're doing what you don't like. Say you're only touching your partner or communicating with your partner through social media or WhatsApp with not real connection. Then that's one. Step number two is to not judge yourself. Don't feel bad about yourself and don't feel bad for the other person. And the third is to connect in person in a frame. And there is a recommendation from a noted psychologist of doing this for 1 hour. You can do it less or more time, but the official is
Of course.
1 hour. And I talk for 10 minutes without interruption, and the other listen. Then the other talks for 10 minutes, no interruption, and I listen. And it's very important to to know what I say and also to to know what I understood from the other. And then we go again. I talk 10 minutes, then the other 10 minutes, and then 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that it's recommended to do 1 time a week or maybe 2 times. And use this for good, for connecting with the heart. Don't use it for manipulating, because you can use any tool for and twist it for manipulation. So use this to create a real connection, meaning a real connection with the presence of the other person, like to have the body of the person in the same room, not in the internet, but in the same room. And that will help um, the connection the with the couple. And I believe that creating this frame and this space for attention means that it's okay to feel at
Yeah.
risk of talking. And even though there are difficulties, it's a test for the couple to stay instead of trying for everything to be perfect, which is what happens in social media, that there's a conflict and the other person goes away. And a real connection in a couple with the physical means that the other, like, you are staying for the other person.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh, um, mm, I have so many thoughts in my mind.
In German.
um, yeah, in this kind of dialogue between two persons, um, of course, when especially when a couple is in a conflict, of course, when the one person talks, there are a lot of emotions uh, that exist on the other side. Of course, it's uh, uh, Herausforderung. I need to translate. Um, wait a moment. Herausforderung. A challenge, of course. um, of course, it's a challenge to hold my own emotions when I hear what you say to me when we are in a conflict. Of course, Mm. And I think most of us are used to come in a high energy state, and we normally we interrupt and say, "Oh, no, that's not right what you're saying," and it's a kind of practicing to recognize, okay, there's a high emotion in me, but for this moment, I will not interrupt. And when it's my time to talk, um, I'm not trying to justify me to or to take the next hit to my partner.
Yeah, so it's very important to listen and to wait for your turn to talk. And when you're talking, not to try to fight back against your partner.
Yes, yeah. Um, what you can do instead of this is, uh, and that was the part we are disconnected in the internet. Um, what you can do instead of this is recognizing, oh, I'm very excited about what I hear, and um, when it's my time to talk, um, I can try not to justify me or to hit back, but simply talking about, I'm very excited about this, what I heard from you. And
Yes.
of course, I uh, it's my job to handle with my emotions. It's not your job to handle with my emotions.
Yes.
um, you are not responsible for my emotions, and I'm not responsible for your
Okay.
emotions, of
Okay.
course. Uh,
Responsibility.
yes, but it's important that you see me with my emotion and that I see you with your emotion. So um, we have we have um, an example in our practice when we work with couple. There are two different levels. The one level is the um, toothpaste, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, you have a tube of
Yes.
toothpaste, and the thing you put on this is on it or not.
Okay. Yeah. Otherwise,
Yes, you know it in the bathroom. It's one of the most popular conflicts couples have in their bathroom. Close to close it, or you don't have you have to close it, and it's not allowed for you to let it open. So and um, it's it's uh, it's funny, but it's a kind of the most popular conflicts uh, couples have, and or conflicts on this level where everybody would say that's silly about getting a conflict about such a little thing.
yes.
But um, the interesting is this level is the level we fight to each other, but it's not the base of the conflict. The base of the conflict is something that's much older
Yes.
than fucking
Yeah.
toothpaste.
Yeah. It's
It's
as
much older. It's not mostly. It's much older than the when two people than the time two people are a couple.
okay.
It's
Okay.
very often the roots of a conflict and the roots of an issue I have with my partner is very often a problem hurt I get in when I was a child
Yes.
or a baby.
Or a baby.
Some, Sometimes even during the pregnancy or before the pregnancy even. There
Yes.
are a lot of moments in a life, and even before a life begins, in this moment, your parents give a meaning to you.
Yes.
It's possible that is 2 years before you are born, that your existence begins to have a meaning for somebody.
Yes.
And even whenever in your biography you look in most people anywhere is a point they are get hurted,
Yes.
and and it's like a a
Yeah.
backpack you have on
Yes.
your back, and you go through the life, and um, somewhere you get a partner. And when your hurt of the childhood is that you are never allowed to be to do untidy things, to get creative, to um, play just like you want.
Yes. To be free.
Yes, when you have this hurt, it will hurt you when your partner is bothering you and tells you you have to close
The
the
toothpaste.
yeah. It hurts not there, but it hurts by the roots.
The roots. The
Yes,
roots of the
yeah,
pain.
yeah, and that's the reason why it is important when we have this dialogue, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, um, to give myself the time to recognize, oh, there's a high emotion,
Yes.
and when I follow this line,
The root.
it's it's not the toothpaste. It's not really the toothpaste. It's the aching that I was
Sure.
heard many years ago,
Yes.
many years ago, and of course there is no responsibility at my partner for this old hurt, but it's in me, and I want to um, I want to show me with it, and I want to be allowed to show me with it, and that's the point, to give each other the chance to be with these hurts we get in our life, we got in our life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like
And on
respectfully, lovingly,
yeah, and
tolerantly.
on and by this way we can learn to understand each other, and
Understand.
understand, okay, that you are so full of emotion and so excited. It not really belongs to me. Perhaps I make a dip, and your film gets started, and your old hurt begins to get active.
Yeah, and then you
Um,
understand your partner, you learn about the person, and that
yeah.
is a real connection with the person, not a
Yeah.
Facebook message.
Yeah, and very often when couples reach to this point that they can understand each other with the old hurts that are nearby the roots, um, they realize suddenly that they are connected because I see me in your story.
Wow, like the storage connect with each other,
Yeah, yeah,
empathy.
yeah, yeah.
That
And
is very important to realize.
yeah, yeah,
Yes. This is very uh, soothing. It's good for the heart, and it takes courage. It takes um,
yeah.
being willing to meet with the other person
Hmm.
in a sincere and real way, and to listen, and to
Hmm.
also talk your truth, and get in touch with these deeper roots. But that means being that means also letting the other person know where it hurts, and then you can trust that the other person is gonna is not gonna hurt you on purpose because they know where it hurts. So then you won't feel this pain, so you can be open to experience true pleasure in the couple.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
fantastic, Eilert. So,
Yes. And
and
perhaps there's one point for me. It's a central point of my work, um, that belongs to the theme we talked about.
yes,
Mm, I was all my life interested in, or I'm asking, is it really true what we talk, what we think about um, male being and female being?
yes, interesting.
Um, yes, is it really true when one of the most usual things is men needs sex and woman needs love? And
Yes.
is it really true?
Is
Is
it
it
really?
really?
Tell us, is it really true?
Um, is this a question to me?
Yes, that's a question to you, the expert.
Okay. As an expert, I would give the question back to you and would you ask, what do you think? What do you think? Is it true or not?
I have my own hypothesis that, at least for me, love and sex is the same thing. Like love and lust in a couple, for me, it's the same. It's different, the love for plants, or the love for movement, but on the intimate, like, if I am not feeling love in the connection with the person, I won't get any arousal. Well, maybe arousal, but not real pleasure. And at the
Mhm,
same time, when I am really in love with the person, like, I get amazed of my body's capacity for pleasure. So that's
mhm,
my answer, that it's the same. But I know I have friends that they don't need to love the girlfriend or the person they are with. They like, it's just like I don't know, like doing exercise. Like, yeah, it feels good in the muscle. Yeah,
mhm.
sex feels good, and that's it. But that's me. I don't know other people. So
Yeah, yeah,
can I get you send you back the question again? So what what do you think
yeah.
with most of your clients, of your patients?
Um, what I think is that it is quite bullshit to have only two boxes
Two boxes, yeah.
for so many millions and millions of people.
Exactly, exactly. Makes
And
no sense.
I think it's totally silly to put so many people in just two boxes. That's the one point. What I what I think it's interesting to reverse sentences.
Yes.
And what do you feel when you hear the first version? Man needs sex, woman needs love. What do you feel? And now, what do you feel when you hear men needs love, women needs sex?
You know, wow, because that is very powerful. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
yeah,
I feel that like
of
this,
course. Also,
thi-
when you ask me, I would say we need both,
we
of
need both.
course.
Yes.
Yes. And there are so many examples um, about sentences about women and men we have, and we make it complicated, very complicated by this.
Yes.
And I know so many couples who think um, I I'm not able to get in a healthy and relationship and in a good connect with my wife because she's a woman and I'm a man, or I'm not able because he's a man and I'm a wife. And it could be so easy um, to get out of this fucking roles
Yes.
and and sit face to face as human beings.
Yes. Sit face
And
to face as
and this
human.
does not mean that there's no difference between women and men. But I, my thoughts and what I answer people who ask me, but are they not different? I say, what would a little child that is grown up enough and really enough, what a little child would say, what is the difference? I think a little child would say, you can see it, you can feel it, you can hear it, and that's all.
And that's all.
And everything we are used to construct about the difference of men and women, um, about their behavior, especially about their feelings. Why the fuck should men and women feel different? I don't know. When I'm afraid, I'm afraid. It's not depending on on my gender.
Yeah, exactly. It's not dependent on the genre. It's just
Yeah,
like humans sitting face to face, but really
yeah,
face to face, not computer in face of computer, but like
yeah,
bringing the physicality of and the presence to see what is like when we were kids. Yes, this is fascinating, Eilert. Tell us, how can we get in touch with you now that you are not on social media? If one
yes,
of the sensual is here on our audience, one is in Berlin because there is people in Germany wants to go to therapy with you, like how can they find you?
yeah. I think the easiest way is about my website.
Website. What is your website?
Um, shall I write it
Yeah,
in the chat?
yes, please.
Okay.
And
Eilert Bartels at autor.de. Sorry. No, 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 no. That was my email address. You find it on my website. Eilert Bartels point. Um, I, okay, no, I got it.
Eilert
Okay,
Bartels. And your email, well, your email is
okay.
in the website. Did you?
You find it on my website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's Eilert, then middle slash Bartels.de, Deutschland, and
Uh,
that's where they can connect with you. Thank you so much for being here, Eilert.
yes. It was a pleasure for me.
It was a pleasure for me too, and I am sure for the sensualist too.
Yeah, thank you very much for the invitation.
A great
And
pleasure.
mm,
Thank you, Sensualist, for being here at the Sensual Sessions podcast. If you haven't subscribed already, go to www.centraldepoder.com and get yourself signed up to get these episodes delivered on your inbox weekly. You can also click the link below around here and see you next time. Until then, remember to sense your fire so you can share the flame.